Some people succeed. Most people don't. The difference often isn't talent, intelligence, or even luck. It's something far more powerful and much simpler. It's consistency, the habit of showing up day after day, even when motivation disappears, even when nobody is watching, even when progress feels completely invisible. This is the story of the one habit that truly builds success. Motivation is exciting. It's a powerful jolt that makes us feel like we can conquer the world. But it doesn't last. Science shows that motivation spikes during new beginnings, like the start of a week, a birthday, or New Year's Day, but it fades surprisingly quickly. Research from University College London found that our motivation is heavily tied to our emotional state, not our long-term commitment. That's why relying on it is a recipe for failure. Successful people don't wait for motivation to strike. They rely on structure, on discipline, on consistency. Think of writers who write even when they feel uninspired, athletes who train even when they're tired, or entrepreneurs who keep working even when the results are slow to appear. Motivation is what gets you started. Consistency is what gets you finished. So, what's happening in our brains when we're consistent? Your brain is a pattern-making machine. Every single time you repeat an action, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with it. Neuroscientists call this process myelination. With each repetition, a fatty substance called myelin wraps around the nerve fibers, making the electrical signals travel faster and more efficiently. This reinforcement is why repeated behaviors become easier, faster, and eventually automatic. Successful people stick to routines not because routines are exciting, but because routines teach the brain to operate on autopilot. This frees up mental energy. So instead of fighting yourself to do the work simply gets done. One workout won't change your body. Reading one book won't change your mind. And one savings deposit won't make you wealthy. But small, repeated actions, compounded over months and years, create unstoppable results. This is the compound effect in action. Let's look at the numbers. Reading just 10 pages a day adds up to 12 to 20 books a year. Saving just $5 a day becomes over $1,800 in a year and more than $18,000 in a decade, not including interest. A simple 20-minute walk each day adds up to over 100 extra hours of movement every single year. The math is simple. The impact is extraordinary. These small, seemingly insignificant actions are the building blocks of monumental change. Every great achievement in history is built on a foundation of consistency. Michael Jordan didn't just have talent. He famously practiced more than any other player on his team. Marie Curie didn't have a single eureka moment. She worked daily in her lab for decades, through countless failures, to make her groundbreaking discoveries. The prolific author Stephen King writes 6 pages every single morning, without fail, even on holidays. Serena Williams was training with relentless consistency long before she became a global champion. Success doesn't come from big, dramatic breakthroughs. It comes from the quiet, unglamorous, and steady repetition of small, daily actions. So how do we build this superpower of consistency? The secret isn't about being perfect, it's about reducing friction. First, start extremely small. So small that it's almost impossible to say no. Want to read more? Start with 2 pages a day. Want to exercise? Start with just 5 minutes. The easier the habit, the harder it is to skip. Second, pair your new habit with an existing routine. This is called habit stacking. For instance, after you brush your teeth, you read your 2 pages. After you make your morning coffee, you write down your goals for the day. Third, track your streak. Marking an X on a calendar or using an app provides a visual cue of your progress. Science shows that tracking releases dopamine in the brain, reinforcing the behavior and making you want to continue. Fourth, build an environment that pushes you forward. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from your kitchen. If you want to read more, place a book on your bedside table. Keep your workout shoes by the door. Make your desired actions the path of least resistance. And finally, allow for imperfect days. Consistency isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Missing one day won't break your habit. Missing 2 is where the decline begins. The rule is simple: never miss twice. In his book, The War of Art, author Stephen Pressfield explains the difference between an amateur and a professional. He says that amateurs act only when they feel like it. Professionals act because it's who they are. They show up, day in and day out, regardless of inspiration or mood. When you start to identify as someone who is consistent, everything changes. You don't try to be a writer, you simply write. You don't try to be fit, you train. You don't try to be disciplined, you choose to be consistent, and that choice defines your actions. This shift in identity is the final step from wanting success to achieving it. Consistency is not glamorous. It's often boring and repetitive, but it is powerful. It builds skill, it builds confidence, and ultimately, it builds success. The choice to show up today and tomorrow and the day after that is the most profound decision you can make on your journey to achieving your goals. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this, please subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it.